Cyberpunk 2077 hits 90% positive reviews on Steam for the first time. Cyberpunk 2077 may be sliding down the sales charts after its wild month post Edgerunners and patch 1.6, but there's one more figure that's worth taking note of. Cyberpunk 2077 has been through a lot, and so has the team, and the game's quest director gives their impassioned thoughts on recent events. On Steam, Cyberpunk 2077 has now hit 90% very positive reviews for the first time since release, nearly 2 years ago. While its overall number remains mostly positive at 77% including all the old scores, the most recent reviews are at 90%. Still, hitting 90% here, 2 years later, is certainly a moment of significance, and represents the larger turnaround effort that CDPR has orchestrated for the game and the IP. Edgerunners being good on Netflix isn't responsible for the scores, but it is responsible for hurting people to play the game after patch 1.6, which was the culmination of many patches before it, fixing some of the game's biggest issues. Quest director Paweł Sasko of CDPR took to Twitch recently to enunciate how they felt about the resurgence of Cyberpunk 2077. In a clip posted to Reddit, Sasko, while fighting back tears, talks about the heart and soul that went into the game's development, adding that it's been almost 8 years of work for some people on the team. They go on to add that it feels unreal that people are now starting to enjoy and appreciate the game, saying that it's good to be back. The clip ends with Sasko commenting on the track that's playing in the background, which further adds to the emotive aspect of the speech. There are now debates about whether Cyberpunk 2077 has experienced some sort of No Man's Sky-type turnaround, which is the gold standard for redemption stories. I'm not sure we can go that far, as No Man's Sky added just absolutely massive amounts of free content and Cyberpunk's patches have mainly been about fixing what was broken or adding obvious QoL improvements. Its first real DLC will be next year's Phantom Liberty, and it ain't free. Paweł Sasko became quest director for Cyberpunk 2077 last year, almost 1 year after the game came out. Their previous experience working as lead quest designer for The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077 signaled them as an industry professional. Despite going down as one of the most disastrous video game launches in recent memory, CDPR has managed to turn things around, putting Cyberpunk 2077 into a much better state than it was in December 2020. This clip of Sasko shows that the people behind the game's development have been impacted as much as the fanbase, almost certainly more in fact. It also shows that, with a lot of effort, the narrative can change, and it's nice to see those responsible for the game are finally getting positive recognition.